everything we all have said and been saying is coming true, like over and over again. It's almost like Republicans are right about everything and Democrats are just complete frauds. And while more Democrats are defecting today, Hakeem Jeffries, the House Minority Leader, was asked about Biden today.
Several of President Biden's closest allies now say that he has zero chances of winning. A direct quote is, he needs to drop out from one Biden campaign official. He will never recover from this. After the week and a half that we've had, do you agree? Is it time?
Throughout this week, as House Democrats, we have engaged in a process of talking to each other. Those conversations have been candid, comprehensive, and clear-eyed, and they continue. Until that process has concluded, I'm not going to address what any outside stakeholders may have to say about this matter.
All right, so that word salad, listen to what he said. An internal process. No, there was a primary, and Democrats overwhelmingly elected Joe Biden in that process. That's the process. This is why I constantly tell you that Democrats who always say, we must protect democracy, don't give a damn about democracy at all. That's their one accusation of Donald Trump. They're protecting democracy. They don't care about it regarding their nominee. And now, as it turns out, funny enough, they don't even believe what they've been saying about Trump for the last 8 years now. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, I request to enter for the record progressive, Trump-hating, New York Times columnist Ezra Klein.
Like, you don't know how the party can replace him. You don't want to be blamed for any of this. You just stay quiet and walk the calm path to defeat. I think it is clear, like, people are like weighing this set of things. Like, it would be quite unpleasant for me personally to come out against the president as a elected official in the Democratic Party, and weighing what will happen if Donald Trump wins and saying in a revealed preference way, I can live with Donald Trump winning. And I've had people say that to me off the record, to be fair. I have had top Democrats say to me basically something like, I don't know why all these Democrats who think Donald Trump is an existential threat to democracy are acting the way they are. But the reason I'm acting the way I am is because I don't think that.
Oh, really? Trump's not an actual threat to democracy? Really? Welcome to reality, Ezra and the rest of the people who he talked to. The one silver lining about this last debate that we had and all these attempts to relaunch his campaign is that I think it red-pilled quite a few people on the left, but it also has exposed, again, what we have known for and we've been talking about for the last 3 years. And for the first time yet, there are cracks between Biden and Obama. Even Joe Scarborough is reporting it.
I'll say one thing that we do have to underline here, just so viewers can follow what's going on behind the scenes, is the Biden campaign and many Democratic officials do believe that Barack Obama is quietly working behind the scenes to orchestrate this.
For 3 years, I've been saying that Obama is the one behind the scenes pulling the levers. And again, I was called some crazy conspiracy theorist, but we were right again. You guys at home knew it too. Remember when Obama, though, was on stage with George Clooney 3 weeks ago, fleecing people for 30 million bones for Joe Biden's campaign? But the fact that Joe Scarborough is saying it on his show is really significant. Here's some inside baseball, folks, and this is why it's so important to figure out if Joe Biden's actually going to stay in this race beyond the next 120 hours. Joey B is boys with Morning Joe. He watches them every morning. They talk on the phone. Biden calls into his show sometimes. And Joe Scarborough is loyal to Joe Biden for one reason: status. Because he, Joe Scarborough, loves to say in the newsroom when his phone rings, "Oh, I got to take this call. It's the president." And as a result of that, according to sources, Biden's top aides monitor to anticipate questions the president may have after Biden watches the show. And this goes both ways. If you recall back in February, we told you this. When, quote, when White House aides appear on Morning Joe, they're often booked between 7 and 7:40 a.m. Eastern time, so they reach one crucial loyal viewer, President Biden. I mean, this is so ridiculous. But the fact that they have to talk to the president, that they can't just walk down the hall and just open his door and ask him. They have to be booked on TV so he watches. This is where we're at. The fact that Morning Joe is reporting it is because, and I'd wager, that it was fed to them by this White House Biden allies are attempting to throw Barack Obama under the bus now to salvage his candidacy. I mean, let me know how that works out. The Democratic Party is a dumpster fire right now. Joe Scarborough, though, he's going to be loyal to status. That's all. He's been flip-flopping on whether or not he thinks Biden can win against Trump. I mean, you saw after the debate, he was emphatically no, like, gotta go. Now he's come back with kind of a soft yes. Joe Scarborough saw this new poll that came out, as garbage as it is, it's not even remotely accurate, putting Trump and Biden neck and neck, and is willing to roll the dice now. But almost as with most Democrats right now, Scarborough is giving himself an out. Should Obama be successful in this, whisper campaign or whatever they're doing to get Joe to step down? This is why I don't trust Democrats. Well, I don't trust any politicians, and I'll get to that in a sec, but I especially don't trust Democrats. They might seem united against Republicans, but they will cut you out the second they see blood in the water in their own party. But the reason that I just said I don't trust any politicians is apparently Kevin McCarthy was also in on this Biden cover-up. Look at this. McCarthy, and I don't know why he didn't say anything when he was, Speaker of the House. McCarthy knew and was witness to Jill Biden attending meetings in a capacity far larger than the First Lady. I mean, who needs Democrats when you have Republicans like Kevin McCarthy, right? He never raised any concern then. My question is, why? But beyond that, while Republicans are focused on the I told you so, and some of them are actually trying to get rid of Joe Biden, I don't think we should get rid of him. Not because it would be, good for the country, but because it would be great to run against a potato in November. Battleground states, though, in Michigan are walking and chewing gum at the same time by quietly using that as cover to sign super crazy legislation in the dark of night. Look at this. Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who, by the way, is on the short list to replace Biden should she need to, signed a new bill into law that says, according to local papers, the law will eliminate the Board of Canvassers' investigative powers. Instead of requiring the board to refer any allegations of fraud to the relevant county prosecutor rather than conducting a recount, only alleged errors, and it goes on to say, and only when the alleged errors could potentially change election results. And it will also increase the deposit, the amount of money you have to put down, before you file for a recount petition. Now, why on earth would a battleground state like Michigan do? Oh, right, sure. Basically making it almost impossible to request a recount should anyone have the allegations of fraud. Good thing this law wasn't in place in my home state of Connecticut, where 4 Democrats were just arrested for election fraud. So don't tell me it doesn't happen. What are they gearing up to do? I'd like to quote Stalin here by saying, those who vote decide nothing. Those who count the vote decide everything. Georgia, thank God, got it right by just passing a law that requires all votes to be counted and backed up with physical paper ballots and other verification processes. That's how you do it, guys. This on the back of 198 Democrats, as I just mentioned, voting against the Republican bill that would have forced those registering to vote to prove that they're actually citizens. Again, why would anybody vote against that? Well, we know why. By the way, the Senate, obviously the Senate run by Democrats, just an hour ago, blocked this bill from moving forward, even though Biden said he was going to veto. I'm not sure why this voting thing is so hard. Third world countries do this more accurately with a notebook, a pencil, and a stupid ink pad that you dip your finger in. Maybe we should get back to that.